class. In this webcast, we are going to talk about why we cite our sources. But before we can do that, I need you to understand what plagiarism is. Dictionary.com defines plagiarism as using someone else's thoughts or words as if they are your own, which means that you don't give any credit for someone else's ideas. In order to understand this on a more personal level, I'd like you to think about using Twitter. Let's say you post something really funny or insightful to Twitter. It's your own idea, and you are really proud of it. And one of your followers likes that tweet a lot, and they want to post it to their Twitter so their followers can see it. Well, instead of hitting the retweet button so everyone knows the idea came from you, they just copy and paste the text into their own tweet, so now everyone thinks this second person came up with the idea on their own. That is plagiarism. Sometimes people benefit from plagiarism. For example, if this person who took your tweet gained a lot of new followers because they took your tweet, they're benefiting from your work without citing you as the original author. That's not fair because those followers should be yours based on the fact that the information or the tweet came from you. We are going to take a look at different types of plagiarism and then move on to how we can avoid it. In order to familiarize yourself with the different types of plagiarism, I'd like you to go to the webcast from plagiarism.org, and there is a video there. I want you to skip the first 42 seconds. You can go to about 44 seconds in, and I want you to watch that webcast and take notes over the 10 types of plagiarism. That will help you avoid it in your own work. So when you're ready, press pause here and go over to the plagiarism.org webcast. Now that we know what the 10 types of plagiarism are, I want to discuss with you what could happen if you accidentally or on purpose plagiarize someone else's work. When you're in school, your professor could choose to fail you for the assignment or even for the entire course. At the very worst, they could kick you out of college and take legal action. That is a really, really big problem. You'd be losing all of the hard work you put into college up until that point just because you took an easy out on an assignment. Now, I mentioned legal repercussions. You could be fined anywhere from $100,000 to $50,000 for one instance of plagiarism. You could also spend up to a year in jail in addition to those fines. If you make money off of whatever work you have plagiarized, the consequences get even worse. If you make money off of someone else's work by passing it off as your own, you could be fined up to $250,000 and face up to 10 years in jail. Now that we know what can happen if you do not cite your sources properly, I would like you to find 5 reasons that you would want to cite work in addition to avoiding those legal and school consequences. I'd like you to go to plagiarism.org and write down 5 reasons why we cite work in our school projects and papers. Now that we've covered what citations are and what plagiarism is, I'm going to display some terms on the screen for you. Don't worry about writing them down. I'll give them to you on a piece of paper when you're done with the webcast. These are great terms to use when you're answering an extended response question to get your answer up to that 3 or 4 that you're looking for. These terms on the screen will show your reader that you are linking your ideas to the ones presented in the text. It is really important that you are specific when you use these terms. For example, if your ERQ is based off of a poem, it's a good idea to include what line of the poem you got your information from, or if you're reading an informational article and referencing that, use the paragraph number where your information came from. If you are doing a research paper and you've got sources to include on that, we use what's called MLA formatting. When you use MLA formatting, you do what's called an in-text citation, so your reader automatically knows this came from another author and it supports your idea. When you do that, you include the original author's last name and the page number where you got your quote in parentheses at the end of the statement. We do that so your audience automatically knows where the information came from. We also include what's called a Works Cited page at the very end, and I would strongly recommend using EasyBib to get that formatted correctly so you don't leave out any important information. If you have any questions on how to do in-text citations or why we do this, I would strongly suggest visiting the Purdue website, and the URL will be displayed right here for you so you can get additional information on that. Thank you for watching, and please make sure you do your exit slip by clicking the link provided.